Welcome back, all you mentees. This is the Uncanny Omar, and today I'm going to be giving you all my top 10 suggested or essential buys for the month of February of 2021. So let's go ahead and start this list. Welcome back, everybody. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Now, we're going to kick off this month with the first week, and somewhere on the screen you'll see the dates that these books are supposed to come out. Sometimes my suggested books get pushed back to another month, so watch the previous month when I suggested buying X of Swords, because I probably won't mention it again in March just because there's so many books, but just in case, if you're interested in what I think is a good buy or what I suggest reading, then that's why you watch this list. So the first book I'm going to suggest getting is the Conan the Barbarian by Jason Aaron and Mahmoud Asrar, and this is the oversized hardcover. You have covers by Esad Ribic, and then you have the ongoing stories. I think there's a couple of fill-in artists, but this is just a new take on Conan. It's the first 12 issues. It is definitely parental advisory just because there's a lot of violence in here. So it kind of goes back to those days of Savage Sword of Conan. And so it's a good mix of like Savage Sword of Conan and Conan the Barbarian, the original Marvel years. For those that have been wanting to check it out, and it's Jason Aaron. I think the guy was born to write a Conan comic. Next up on the list, one that you should not miss, even though this is trade paperback. This is James Robinson's Scarlet Witch. I love James Robinson. Big fan of his Starman. You all know that. His Fantastic Four was solid. His Justice League, we won't talk about that. But this is a freaking awesome run. Every issue is drawn by a different artist. I believe this might have some of Steve Dillon's final work. So you have Javier Pulido, Marco Rudy, Chris Visiones, just to name a few of the artists. And it is a freaking awesome storyline featuring Wanda. And definitely do not miss this. I love this book. I'm so glad it came out in this big, thick trade paperback. I wish it was an oversized hardcover because I think it deserves it. But I'm okay owning it and letting other people, giving the chance for them to read it for the first time in case they haven't read it. It is a great story, and if you're watching WandaVision and enjoying WandaVision, I strongly suggest reading this book. It's awesome. Next up is Flash by Jeff Johns, Omnibus Volume 2. Even though it doesn't have the orphaned issues, even though I already have the omnibus that collects these books, sure, if you've not read these, they're amazing. There's some freaking awesome and just awesome stories in here featuring the character of Zoom. You have Gorilla City, the Rogues, the Rogue War. Oh, dude, you are in for a treat. And there's an amazing part between... I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, it's got to do with Zoom and the fight with Flash. Oh, dude. This collects Flash 192 to 225, Wonder Woman 214, and Flash The Secret of Barry Allen, because it does have tie-ins to that Identity Crisis. Next on my list for sure is Absolute Planetary. If you've not read Planetary, if you don't own Planetary the Omnibus, this book actually has more pages. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I kind of regret owning the Omnibus now, and I'm kind of thinking maybe I should double dip and get that Absolute Planetary. I don't know, though. If you've not read it, this is a freaking amazing just piece of work. It's written by Warren Ellis. It is drawn by John Cassidy, mainly the main artist. You also have Jerry Ordway and Phil Jimenez on here. But this one's $150, so that is something to keep in mind, whereas the Omnibus was $100, and it has 880 pages. So it does have just a few more pages than the Omnibus did. And the other book is a little bit cheaper to get, but I don't know if it's for everybody, but it's definitely one I'm recommending because it's my boy Kyle Rayner, my favorite Green Lantern growing up, and that is the Circle of Fire. This is the new edition of Circle of Fire. So this is during the Judd Winnick years, but you have artwork by Darryl Banks. You have Brian K. Vaughan writing some of these stories. And then you also have artwork by Kevin Nolan. But it's the big crossover event with not just Green Lantern, but also Firestorm, Adam Strange, all the cosmic heroes from the DC Universe during the time that this was written. Next up on the list is The World of Black Hammer, Library Edition Volume 2. I love Black Hammer. I love the characters. And I have not read The World of Black Hammer yet, Volume 1, because I'm waiting to read this. Oh, no, I take it back. I did read one of the miniseries. But I wanted to wait to have this so then I can finish Black Hammer Volume 2. So I'm strongly suggest getting this. The first volume sold out immediately the first day. For some reason, Dark Horse has a hard time kind of gauging the audience as to how much they need to print. And for some reason, that first one sold out. So it did come back. So that's one thing. If you do want to read it now or get it as soon as possible, maybe try to get it that first day. Of course, this is on the list. Have you not been paying attention? Uncanny X-Men Volume 4. Oh my gosh. Life, Death. And the fight between Colossus and Juggernaut. I remember when I was doing the overview, I was like, I could literally talk about each single issue and what it meant to me and where I was reading it. Then that would have been like a 2-hour freaking video, and I didn't want to do that to you all. But yes, absolutely recommending this. We're getting closer to just filling in that gap between Uncanny X-Men, well, now Volume 4, and Mutant Massacre. If you've not seen my show, Matt My X, it's a live show where my friends and I, Peter M. from Crushing Crisis and Riley from the Omnibus Collectors YouTube channel, get together and map out these dream books of things like Uncanny X-Men Volume 5. We did Wolverine Volume 3. I think the next one we're going to do is New Mutants, I think. New Mutants Volumes 2, 3, and 4, maybe. We might get crazy. Shaman King Omnibus Volume 1. Yeah, absolutely recommended that. I think that Kodansha builds these books, these 3-in-1 books, a little bit better than Viz does. They're cheaper, but the paper quality also suffers from that, where, like, I just remember the One Piece, you literally could see the art without having to hold it up to the light. And the previous artwork from the opposite page, just because the art is bleeding through because the paper was so thin. So the Kodansha stuff, the paper quality that I've seen really shows like that they build better books even though they're 3-in-1s. So I'm definitely recommending that. I'm getting it myself because I really enjoyed the first series, and I got rid of it because I don't know why I got rid of it, honestly. I couldn't find the other ones, maybe? That sounds about right. I had like the first 20 volumes or something like that, and I got rid of it because I couldn't find the other books. So definitely recommending Shaman King, Omnibus Volume 1. New Warriors, Omnibus Volume 1. New printing. I don't know if I need to stress enough how important this book was, this series was. I hold it up there, with New Teen Titans and Uncanny X-Men, just because it was that good to me. Like, realistically, of course, it was a different time, so the dialogue is a little dated. It's a little campy at times, but the lessons that you learn through that book are freaking awesome. I wish I had done more of an overview, and I may do another overview/review of it just to talk about the importance of these stories, because my dad was hospitalized during that week, and I didn't have time to focus when I was doing the book overview. So I don't think I did it justice, but just in case, in case I don't do that video, definitely give this a shot. It is freaking awesome. It is well worth reading. It is well worth owning in an omnibus format. You have beautiful artwork from Mark Bagley. Eventually, if there's a volume 2, knock on wood one day, Derek Robertson takes over the book, but it's just a great story about these kids with real life problems. You have parental abuse, there's a lot of mature content that happens later on that just is handled so damn well, and there's a lot of heartbreaking moments, and just these characters felt real, and that's why I enjoyed New Warriors so much. And for anybody that has read it, I know can agree with me why this book is so important. And wrapping up this month, at least from my suggested books, is definitely Star Wars Dr. Aphra Omnibus Volume 1. I thought it was Kelly Thompson that wrote him, but I forgot it was Kieran Gillen, so thank you all for correcting me. That first oversized hardcover, I've only read like 20 issues of this, and it is freaking awesome. Her character is great. I love the ties, and I don't want to spoil this for anybody, the ties that she has to Darth Vader or characters that in her crew that have ties to other characters in Star Wars. Because the thing to keep in mind is that this is all taking place right after A New Hope. That's the beauty of these books, is this is all canon now, and it takes place during these movies. So this takes place after A New Hope, and then some of the flashbacks during it. But if you've not read it, it's got awesome artwork. The writing is on point. The character is a lot of fun, And to have it all in one omnibus is just an awesome blessing. But that is my list, and if you're wondering where you can buy these books when they come out, check out our sponsor.
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online source for collected editions up to 50% off retail price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on excellent packaging, so your stuff gets to you in excellent condition, and they have amazing customer service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And for all you Minties that are watching, if you're a first-time customer, don't forget to mention that Near Mint Condition sent you their way for a promotional credit on free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your source for the hottest books with deep discounts, customer service, and excellent shipping that will keep you coming back for more.
Let me know in the comments down below what your top 10 list would be, whether they're manga, DC, Image, Marvel, doesn't matter, whatever publisher, just write it down there. Please don't forget to hit like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, ring that bell for notifications to let you know when our videos are going live. We are on Redbubble and on Patreon. Amazing ways to support the channel. Thank you so much to our existing patrons. Hope you all are enjoying these new titles. We're still reworking some of the credit titles too, so keep an eye out on the channel for that. But if you want to join our Patreon, check out the different tiers that we have. That is in the description of this video. There's a link to it, and it'll take you directly there. And you can check out the different tiers and the different options that we offer for people. More importantly, please, all of you, stay healthy, stay safe, and much love.